This video shows you how to use the shelf and low fence features on your SawStop Compact Table Saw. As always, take precautions before working on the saw. Switch off the saw. Unplug the saw. For an extra measure of safety, lock out the power switch. The shelf and low fence features share the same mechanism on the rip fence. In one position, the mechanism serves as a shelf. In the other position, the mechanism becomes a low fence. Use the shelf to support wider workpieces when ripping, workpieces that could overbalance and tip. Without the shelf, a tipping workpiece will minimally create an undesired angled or irregular edge. Or worse, the tipping could cause the workpiece to bind and then kick back. Use the low fence to facilitate narrow cuts. Be aware that the fence stops will not prevent the low fence from contacting the blade. If the low fence contacts the spinning blade, the brake will activate. See the ruler and fence stops video for the compact table saw. To use the shelf, first move the rip fence away from the table. Pop the locating pins out of the spring-loaded retainers. Swing the shelf over the rip fence, and then place the pins in the lower position on the rip fence. The shelf is held in place by gravity. There are no retainers to pop the pins past. When using the shelf when the rip fence is mounted on the lugs farthest from the blade, use the scale that's closest to you. This is the scale with the higher values. When mounted on the lugs closest to the blade, use the other scale. To use the low fence, place the pins in the upper position. The low fence is like having a 2-inch spacer in the dimensional relationships. So add 2 inches to your intended cut width to get the corresponding indicated value. Again, take extra caution when using the low fence, as the fence stops will not prevent the low fence from contacting the blade. Finally, to store the mechanism, swing over the rip fence and pop the pins into the retainers. That's it. You have learned how to use the shelf and low fence features on your SawStop Compact Table Saw. If you have questions, contact SawStop Service.